Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss a new topic from the chapter Bill of Exchange. In the last class we have discussed about the concept of Bill of Exchange and the journal entry related to Bill of Exchange. There we have prepared journal entries in four different cases, that is when the bill is retained with the drawer, then when the bill is sent for collection with a bank, then if the bill is discounted with the bank, and the fourth one if the bill is endorsed to a creditor. So in these four cases we have discussed and various journal entries related to all these four cases and solved a question also. Now today we are going to discuss the topic dishonouring of bill of exchange or dishonour of a bill. What this dishonour of a bill stands for? That means we know that a bill will be drawn for a certain period of time, say 3 months or 4 months. On expiry of the fourth month or third month, that means on the date of maturity, the drawer or the holder of the bill present the bill before the drawee to get the money. So at the time when the drawer or the holder of the bill present the bill to the drawee to receive the money, if the drawee fails to pay the money or denies to pay the money, that situation is called dishonour of a bill. Okay, if the drawee of a bill is dishonouring or fails to pay the bill accepted by him, that is called dishonour of a bill. So that is what we are going to discuss. Dishonour of a bill can be explained like this. A bill is said to be dishonoured when the drawee fails to make the payment on the date mentioned on the bill, that is maturity. Okay, so a bill is said to be dishonoured when the drawee fails to make the payment on the date of maturity. So on the date of maturity, when the drawer presents the bill, if drawee refuses to pay or fails to pay the money, then that situation is called dishonour of a bill of exchange. This dishonour of a bill of exchange also to be accounted because money will not be paid by the drawee. So that we have to account. So we have to prepare past journal entries for dishonour of a bill also. That also we will record in all the four different circumstances or situations which we have discussed in the last class. That means when the bill is retained with the drawer, when the bill is sent for collection, then when the bill is discounted with the bank, when the bill is endorsed to any creditor. In all these four cases, what will be the journal entry when drawee fails to pay the money? When drawee fails to pay the money, the bill of exchange or bill receivable will be cancelled and the money should be collected from whom? The drawee. So that is the way of preparing the journal entry on dishonour of a bill. Let us see in each situation. First one is when the bill is kept by the drawer till maturity. When the bill is retained with the drawer till maturity, then what will be the journal entry on dishonour of a bill? We will write the journal entry as drawee debtor to bills receivable. When we draw the bill, we will write the journal entry bill receivable debtor to drawee. Bill receivable debtor to drawee. That means we have received a bill receivable from drawee. He accepted and given. Now he is not paying the money. So what is the effect? That bill receivable which we received is cancelled and his money or he has to pay money to us. So his account or his name will be raised again and the bill which is already raised will be cancelled. Okay, so the journal entry is drawee debtor to bills receivable if the bill which is retained with the drawer is dishonored. So when the bill which is retained with the drawer is dishonored, money should be received by drawer. Drawer has to get the money. So the journal entry is drawee debtor to bill receivable in the books of drawer. Then second case, when the bill has been endorsed, by the drawer to his creditor. Bill has been endorsed by the drawer to his creditor. So what will be the journal entry at that time? Now the bill is with whom? To the creditor. So drawee has to pay the money to whom? To the creditor. So we will write the journal entry drawee debtor to creditor. Because now the bill is with the creditor. So drawee has to pay the money to creditor when the bill is endorsed to the creditor of the drawer. Then third case we can say when the bill was endorsed, when the bill was discounted with the drawer, with a banker by the drawer. When the bill was discounted by the drawer with his bank. So now money has to be given to whom? To the banker. So drawee has to give money to banker. So the journal entry will be drawee debtor to bank. Okay. Then let us see the next case. Fourth case. What is the fourth case? When the bill is sent for collection. When the drawer sends the bill for collection. Then the journal entry will be drawee has to give the money. That money he has to give us, isn't it? Against the bill he sent for collection. So when we send the bill for collection, we will write bill sent for collection debtor to drawee. That money bill sent for collection was the asset at that time. Now that bill sent for collection is to be cancelled. So drawee debtor to bill sent for collection. So these are the journal entries for dishonor of a bill in the books of drawer in all the four cases. Only one entry will be there related to dishonor of bill. In each case, one each journal entry is there. Okay, that is regarding dishonor of a bill. Now let us discuss another thing. When a bill is dishonored, it should be legally protected. The payment should be legally protected. So for that, what can be done? The holder of the bill means it can be at the drawer or the bank or the creditor of the drawer, anyone who is holding the bill. He will be normally presenting the bill on maturity to the drawee for payment. Suppose if it is there with the banker, bank will present the bill on maturity to the drawee for getting the payment. But drawee here refuses or denies or unable to pay. So the holder of the bill, when drawee refuses to pay or fails to pay, the holder of the bill should get a legal protection for the bill dishonored. So it should be notified with a public servant called notary public. Notary public. Notary public is a person who is authorized by the judiciary for certifying a dishonored negotiable instrument. So that is what is called, that procedure is called noting. That procedure is called noting. Now here the short note which we have to discuss is noting charge. That means when a check becomes dishonor, it should be notified with the notary public. That notified with the notary public means he should state that on the face of the check, he should state that this check was dishonored. So in order to do that, the notary charge will take an amount of remuneration. That remuneration is called noting charges. That means for noting the bill which is dishonored, notary public charges his service charge. That service charge is called noting charges. So let us discuss what is noting charges. So we know that a bill of exchange should be duly presented for payment on its maturity. On the date of maturity, we have to show this bill to the whom? To the drawee for getting the payment. So at that time, even after presenting the bill for payment, if the drawee fails to meet the bill, if drawee is unable to pay the bill amount, what is to be done? It should be notified by a notary public. It should be noted by, it should get noted, or it should be get noted by a notary public to establish the fact that this bill is dishonored. So who is authorized to do that? That is, the person is called a notary public. So the fee charged by the notary public for his service is called noting charges. So we have to pay the noting charges. Who has to pay? The holder of the bill. That can be the drawer or the bank or the creditor. Isn't it? So in each case, each of the above four cases, the noting charges is to be paid. So we can write the journal entry for noting charges. Following are the journal entries in connection with the noting charges. Okay. So the first case, when the noting charge is paid by the drawer. When the noting charge is paid by the drawer, it has to receive from whom? Actually, this is because of the default of the drawee. We have to spend, or the drawer have to spend noting charges also. So next time, while collecting the amount from the drawee, he has to collect noting charges also. He has to give noting charges also. So the journal entry which we can write is drawee's account debtor to cash. Okay, drawee's account debtor to cash account. That is the journal entry for noting charge if the noting charge is paid by the drawer. Then next case, when the noting charges will be paid by the drawer, when it is kept by the drawer till maturity. Isn't it? So the next case, when the noting charge is paid by the endorsee. Endorsee means the creditor to whom the bill is given. So endorsing time, the check will be with the creditor. When endorsee paid the money, this noting charge now who has to pay to whom? Yes, drawee has to pay to endorsee. So we will write the journal entry endorsee account debtor to, drawee's account debtor to endorsee. That means endorsee has to pay the money to, drawee has to pay the money to endorsee. First case, drawee had to pay the money to drawer. Now drawee has to pay the money to endorsee. So these are the book journal entries in connection with the noting charges. Okay, so these are the journal entries in connection with the noting charges in the books of drawer. Okay, so this is the journal entry in connection with the noting charges in the books of drawer. So drawer will write the journal entry like this. So in the third case, when the noting charges is paid by the bank, if the bill is discounted with the bank, noting charges will be paid by the bank. So that time drawee has to pay money to bank. So we will write the journal entry Drawee's account debtor to bank. Okay. Now in the fourth case, when the noting charge is paid by the bank on bill sent for collection. Now bill sent for collection. So at that time, we informed our bank to collect the bill. So drawee has to pay the money to whom? To us only, because the bill for us it is sent for us, bank is collecting the money. So we have to get the money from drawee. So the journal entry we will write as drawee debtor to bank. That means drawee debtor to bank here means drawee has to pay money to our bank account. Okay, so these are the journal entries related to noting charges in all the four different cases. Now let us solve a question. Okay, we can solve a question. So this is the question. Asad sold goods for rupees 15,000 to Bounty. That means Asad is the creditor, Bounty is the debtor. And immediately drew a bill upon him on January 1, 2020, payable after 3 months. So Asad sold goods to Bounty. So who drew the bill? Asad drew the bill, and that is accepted by Bounty, isn't it? So then it says that on maturity the bill was dishonored. The bill was dishonored by Bounty, and rupees 50 were paid by the holder of the bill as noting charges. Who was holding the bill paid 50 rupees as noting charges. Past journal entries in the books of Asad can write, and Bounty also. Past journal entries in the books of Asad and Bounty under the following circumstances. Which are the following circumstances? Here 3 situations are given. When the bill was kept by Asad till maturity, when the bill was discounted by Asad with his bank immediately, that means immediately means on January 1st itself at 12% per annum discount. At 12% per annum means that is the discount rate. And then when the bill endorsed by Asad in favor of his creditor Chitra, if he endorsed his bill to Chitra. So these are the 3 different circumstances. Okay. Then how we can solve this question? Let us write the first case in solution. What is the first case? When the bill was kept with Asad till maturity. So we can write in his book, in the books of Asad, journal we are writing. So this is the journal heading. What will be the first journal entry? Here it is given, Asad sold goods for rupees 15,000 to Bounty. So we will write the date we know, 2020 January 1st. On sales, what will be the journal entry? Sold goods on credit. So debtor's account debtor to sales. Debtor here is Bounty. So Bounty's account debtor to sales. And the narration being sold goods on credit. What is the amount? Yes, 15,000, both in debit and credit columns. Okay, so first journal entry is over. And on the same day, he drew a bill and Bounty accepted. On the same day means January 1st. What will be the journal entry for accepting the bill? Yes, bills receivable debtor to debtor. That means bills receivable debtor to Bundy. So since this is in the books of Azad, Azad's name will not come anywhere inside the journal. So we can write here 50,000 and Bundy also 50,000. So the bill is accepted. We can write the narration being bill accepted by Bundy. Okay. Now bill has not matured. Actually the maturity date is after 3 months. So after January, February, March, April. April 1 is the maturity date, but we will give 3 days of grace. So 1 plus 3, 4. So April 4 is the maturity date. So on that date he failed to mature the bill. So we will write Bundy debtor to Bundy's account debtor to bills receivable. Bundy's account debtor to bills receivable. Okay. So Bundy's account debtor to bills receivable, and we paid the noting charges also. So when we pay the noting charges, or that means when the drawer pay the noting charges, what we will write? Drawee debtor to cash. So here drawee is Bundy to bills receivable to cash. Okay. So that is the journal entry. So noting charges we know how much, 50 rupees, and bills receivable amount 15,000, total amount 15,050. Narration being the bill discounted and paid rupees 50 as noting charges. Being the bill dishonored and paid rupees 50 as noting charges. So that is the first case. Now let us see the second case. So what is the second case? When the bill is discounted by Azad with the banker immediately at 12% per annum. So at that case, what will be the journal entries in the books of Azad? So as usual, we will write the first 2 journal entries same way. That means sales journal entry and acceptance of the bill. Third journal entry will be, here he discounted the bill on the same day. That means on January itself, Azad discounted the bill. So we will write bank account debtor, discount debtor, bank account debtor, and then discount we will write. Discount we know that 12% on 15,000. That means 15,000 into 12% into 3 by 12. So what will be the amount? 450. Isn't it? And the bill amount we know, bill amount is 15,000. So 15,000 minus 450, 14,550 will be the money which the bank gives after discounting. Okay, this bill is dishonored on April 1st. So the journal entry will be Bundy's account debtor, because Bundy has to pay the money, isn't it, including the noting charges. So to bank, money, Bundy has to pay money to whom? To the bank, isn't it? So dishonouring time, Bundy has to pay the money. So that will be 15,050 into 15,050. That means including what? noting charges. Okay, that means actually for dishonoring the bill on discount, when the bill is discounted, he has to pay, the entry will be bounty debtor to bank, that means drawee debtor to bank, and noting charge also drawee debtor to bank. That's why combinedly we have written 15,050. Okay, now let us write the narration. Being bounty dishonored the bill on maturity and the bank paid noting charges. Okay, now let us see the third case. What is the third case? When the bill is endorsed to a creditor, Chitra, isn't it? Chitra is the creditor, to her the bill is endorsed by the drawer. Chitra is drawer's creditor. So here also the first two entries are same. So we can follow the same way for entries. Let us write first two entries are drawing the bill and sales and drawing the bill. Okay, third journal entry, it is given endorsed to Chitra. Since there is no date mentioned, we will write in the same date, that means January 1st. Endorsed to creditor, so creditor's account debtor to bills receivable. Bills receivable is cancelled and creditors also reduced. Amount same 15,000. Okay, what can be the narration? Being the bill is endorsed in favor of Chitra. Chitra the creditor. And April 4, he failed to pay the money, so bounty has failed. So bounty's account debtor and noting charges is to be paid to Chitra. So bounty debtor to Chitra, including noting charges. That means dishonoring time also we will write the journal entry bounty debtor to Chitra. Noting charge also same journal entry only. So we are writing as a combined entry, just like in the case of discounting of bill dishonored and noting charges paid. Okay, so these are the journal entries in the books of Assad in all the three given cases. Now let us see what will be the journal entries in the books of bounty for dishonoring of the check. Here we have not written the format of journal entries because there is only one case, only one type of journal entry in the at the time of dishonoring and payment of noting charges. That is why it is not written. So here we can write journal entries from purchase onwards. So 2020 January 1st he purchased the goods on credit. So what will be the journal entry? Purchase debtor to creditors. So purchase account debtor to creditor. Creditor is Assad. So amount 15,000. Okay. What will be the narration? Being purchased goods on credit. And on the same day he has accepted the bill. So what will be the journal entry? Creditor debtor to bills payable. So Assad's account debtor 15,000 to bills payable account 15,000. Okay, so that bill is accepted. Then now again on maturity he failed to pay the money. So he has to pay the bill. So he has to pay the money against that bills payable. So bills payable is cancelled now. So bills payable will be cancelled. So bills payable debtor. Then noting charges also arised. One more expense arised. So that is to be debited. And that amount is to be paid to Assad. So this is the speciality of the journal entry here. In all the cases, that means with whomever the bill is kept, the money will be, or the noting charges and the amount on the bill will be mentioned here as to be paid to the drawer only. Okay, so that's what we have written, bills payable debtor to ASAP, or bills payable debtor, noting charges debtor to ASAP. In all the cases, all the different cases, whether the bill is retained with the drawer, or whether the bill is sent for collection, or whether the bill is discounted with the bank, or whether the bill is sent to or endorsed to the creditor, the dishonored journal entry for dishonouring will be in favor of the creditor only. So dishonor entry in the books of drawee will be bills payable debtor to ASAP, or to creditor. If noting charges is also there, we will write bills payable debtor, noting charges debtor to creditor. Okay, so this is all about journal entries of dishonouring of check and noting charges. Okay, you can also write refer some problems from your reference books and can solve, and if after that if arises any doubt, don't hesitate to contact me and ask that, we will clear the doubt. Okay, I hope it is understood by all. Okay, thank you very much.